the video was private, so I do that sometimes. Technical difficulties. Anyhow, this video I'm going to be discussing some very important, if you're a targeted individual, chosen one, same thing. I'm going to be discussing, let me go get a lighter. All right. I'm going to be discussing some very important revelations that Spirit gave me. I realize, I'm not saying I'm the only targeted individual in the world. Of course, that's not the case. But I do realize when it comes to the certain energy I attract, I mean, we're all individuals. No one person is exactly the same, right? Can y'all see that? So what you're going to need for our meditation is a pair of scissors, and you guys can watch this playback and do this. So even if you know, you see this video, the playback video, or whatever, and you don't have the necessary equipment right away, you can always get it and watch it and do it at another time. So I recommend that you have scissors. If you don't fret. You can always use a regular knife, okay? So pretty much I'm just going to be painting my nails and chit-chatting with y'all and telling you how, because that's another thing I said on the previous video live, that I wanted to just do this as a regular video and maybe edit it, but because I'm not sure if I have the storage space on my phone, I decided to just do this as a live video before 6 p.m. when I decided to come on and tell y'all about this. To do the meditation, okay? So, during this revelation, you guys, Spirit was expressing to me, which I knew a lot of the stuff Spirit was saying already, but when it comes to the way it just started to make sense, I said I gotta share this information, you know what I'm saying, with, make sure my comments are on. I said that I had to make sure, oh, why did I do that? I did not mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. And see, it did it again. I'm trying to find my, there it is. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right, you guys. So I got this revelation that a lot of us that are on these terrorist watch lists and that are experiencing the community gang stalking and all of that type of stuff. Well, before I get into it, like I said, the tools you guys are going to need for the meditation is a pair of scissors, a knife if you don't have that, because you're going to be cutting certain energetic cords from your life, okay, from you. And you're also going to need a candle. Now, you don't have to have a candle. If you don't have a candle on handy, you can just say, I invoke the energy of sacred, of the element of sacred, the sacred element of the energy of fire. I invoke the sacred element of fire, okay? And you're only going to need to say that when we get to the part where we're going to clear away these unwanted energies that we cut, okay? So anyway, you guys that watch this first in order, then you'll have time to go ahead and get those equipment and tools ready. So before I even start talking about this this revelation that I got as far as us truly being chosen people, like the 1% corrupt government, again, this whole world, I've been hearing a lot of this information when it came to this revelation that I got. that the entire matrix system, all of this stuff is staged. Like, all of it. All of this stuff is staged. And Spirit was just bringing it to my attention that, do I want to use this? Today is Shango's day, so, you know, I love me some Shango, and his color is red. So on Fridays, even if I don't have like a big red t-shirt, then I'll still try to find something, you know, to acknowledge him. But Spirit was expressing to me that how serious this is, to where a lot of the people that you see online that's pretty much saying stuff like, you know, the same stuff, you know, they're being watched, they're being followed, they're being harassed on the job, family members isolate them, da 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 da. It's way deeper than we know. And what Spirit was showing me as far as that is that we're truly chosen by the divine. And gang stalking with AJ. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Thank you. So Spirit was showing me, I'm telling, you know, a very important revelation right now. How a lot of us know that we're targeted and we're going through, you know, the gang stalking and stuff like that. But Spirit gave me a really important revelation. And instead of me just making a video and editing it like I do all my other videos, I decided to talk about it in this live. And so what that was is how most of us targeted individuals all complain about the same tactics that they use on us. What's truly happening is on a deeper level, and I've been hearing other chosen ones and targeted individuals say what I realized, but I've seen it on such a deeper level that when it comes to like the magic spells and, you know, the spells that the 1% corrupt government does to have a lot of us, or a lot of them, the gang stalkers, those people become NPCs and bots and have them, you know, act how they want them to act, work where they want them to work, just be how they want them to be. When we were children, a lot of them knew that that magic was not going to work on us. They already knew that that type of sorcery and that type of mind manipulation wasn't going to work. And even if it worked while we was younger, they knew once we thought we were going to get to a certain age where we was going to wake up and none of that stuff was going to work. So what happened was, once we started to show signs, this is the revelation the Most High God gave me. Once we started to display signs that, you know, we were waking up, even before we realized it, when they started to see like, okay, yeah, they can see now, they're paying attention, they waking up, that's when they decided to start doing spells on us and stuff like that to cause us to be gang stalked. And so another portion of that revelation that he gave me is that, you know, we already know it's fake targeted individuals out here and everything, but before it became popular, before it became something that was common where you would see people showing their targeting, they had perpetrators on purpose make videos like that and talk about they were being followed, because they knew that that was what they were going to do to the real targeted individuals anyway. But they wanted to program us to stay more so in that energy where we're always showing, oh, look, people are stalking me, people are following me, they're knocking on the wall, they're trying to get me fired, versus that's just supposed to be a beginning phase when you just wake up to it, maybe for like a year or 2 years, right? And then instead of 10 years, instead of being online and for 10 years straight, you're showing your targeting that you're being gang stalked. That's supposed to be something that just happens for a small phase of time. And then you go into actually standing in your power, taking your power back, standing in your power and being in this energy where it's like, okay, yeah, I realize I'm different. Like where you connected to source, where source can start giving you revelations and downloads about why you targeted and why this stuff is happening to you, if that makes sense. And so I'm a victim of this as well, where a lot of us, we did stay in that space of, look, they're following me, look, target bags, look, sirens, people are doing this, that, and the third. A lot of us stayed in that energy and filmed and all of this stuff way too long than we were supposed to. It's really supposed to be moving forward in the future, when these, you know, more advanced children go through the same, you know, experimentation. It's supposed to just be for maybe like a year, 2 years of your life when you're waking up. And then you're supposed to organically be pulled into source and the universe and stuff like that, to where you can hear their connection. Who is that? Hey, Sister Mariah, you look beautiful. Is that, who is that? Ariana? You said sister. If you're not my biological sister, I'm not being rude or mean or anything like that. I know my biological sister has me subscribed. Well, she subscribed to my YouTube. Is that you, Ariana? But yeah, I don't want to get off subject, you guys. But yeah, it's just not a phase that we were supposed to stay in for a long time. It's just a phase where we just wake up to it. We start realizing, look, we don't have a place in the matrix. Oh no, okay. All right, hi. Thank you for, tuning in. I hope that you watch the meditation video. If you are somebody that's experiencing community mobbing or, gang stalking, because it's spiritual too. You got people out here doing magic spells, curses, all of that type of stuff. Oh, what's up? Thank you. I just didn't know. I didn't know. But yeah, I want to get back into this important revelation, you guys. So that's just supposed to be a small phase that we go through. And then maybe 2 years later, because you have went through the dark night of the soul, you've accepted being isolated, and now you can hear the source, you can hear your spiritual team, your spirit guides tell you whatever they need to tell you. Now you can stand in your power as somebody who has superpowers, as somebody who cannot be controlled, cannot be manipulated by the archons of this world. But see, they wanted to delay it. And unfortunately, a lot of us during this time now, which we're like kind of like in the past compared to the times that I'm predicting are going to happen, where people don't stay in that phase too long, where they're documenting all the time instead of just sitting still and listening to spirit. They wanted to delay it, because how are y'all feeling out there? Are you feeling more powerful? Are you starting to see like the angel numbers, the synchronicities? I'm sure you are. So with that being said, they wanted to delay that phase of our life to where we're more so worried about people following us with one headlight, versus taking all of that energy and time, and seeing that you're going through an awakening, that you're just not like a lot of these people. You're special in a good way, you know? So it says, yep, I'm overwhelmed by this hellish torture hour by hour. I have accepted the isolation, but I think I got stuck in a few phases. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So more about the revelation. Like I said, I've heard so many cliche videos and people talking about the same stuff, and it didn't hit me, like it didn't process until earlier this afternoon. I said, wow, so this is the real reason on why they gang stalk us when we get a job. Like the documenting stage and trying to convince others. Yeah. But they want us to stay at that documenting stage. Like they don't want us to get to the point where we start realizing we're not alone. Our spiritual team is with us. All we have to do is call on to them. They'll help us. They're here to help us. They don't want us to get in that energy, So that was the revelation. Like, when we get jobs and stuff like that, and we started to believe that, oh, people are gang stalking me, people are following me, people are making noise everywhere I go trying to get me put out, homeless, all of that type of stuff, was because we don't fit anywhere in this matrix system. Their spell work, their magic, their mind manipulation to have us be the type of NPC or be the type of person that they want us to be in society like they do everybody else, that don't work on us. So instead of them being honest with society and saying, hey, this is like a divergent, this is a superhero, a superhuman person, instead of them keeping it real with people, they tried to manipulate everybody into thinking something was wrong with us so that other people didn't think something was wrong with them. They didn't want everybody else to panic and be like, oh my God, well, why, what are we cursed? God don't love us. No, you're just not chosen. You're just not favored, so I ain't gonna drag it out too long. I'm painting my nails, and then I'm gonna go ahead and, if I'm not still on by 7, I'm gonna get off and then come back on at 7 and do the meditation. But that was just a lot, y'all. And I was rambling and brainstorming, and spirit was showing me that, and I just was like, wow, that's really what's truly going on. Like, We don't fit at a regular 9 to 5. We don't fit in no industry, no entertainment industry. We don't really get along with a lot of people because they're constantly putting everybody under some type of spell work and mind control and magic and stuff like that. And when they try to do that to us, our spirit guides is like, don't make me line your ass up. You know what I'm saying? It says, you ever see Black Mirror episode called Against the Nation? No, but where can I find that show? Is it like on Netflix or something? Because I hear a lot of people talking about that show. I hear a lot of people talking about it. So, yeah, I mean, I just want y'all to really, really like meditate on what I just said. Like, a lot of the targeted individuals that's in that stage, I've been there, where you want to document everything. You want to, I mean, I get it. We need somebody to vent to. So I'm not saying stop making the videos, but I feel like instead of focusing on the targeting, we need to stand in our power. Stand in your power, because obviously they're afraid of you. Obviously they know that you're powerful. If the government would know, like, we cannot put this person under no type of spell word, because think about it, the whole world is fake. Everything is staged, everything is rigged, and here you are, a chosen one who actually has a purpose. It's on Netflix. Okay, I might even check it out tonight. He said it's called Against the Nation. Okay. They targeted celebrities and wished death on them, but the real victims at large were the people that got on social media wishing death on them, and they all got attacked in the end. So the bait. I think I get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, nobody out here that's gang stalking people and a part of some, you got to attack one person in large amounts of groups. Nobody out there is going to win that's in that energy, Azori. So, why is this playing? This ain't what I want to listen to. So, yeah, I mean, I don't truly care for making, like, document everything. Like, I got some fresh air today and went outside, and, it was a typical community watching and just the same stupidness that I always have to deal with. And my spirit guides, because they be about hundreds of thousands around me all the time, they were just reminding me, like, this is disgusting what you have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because so many people want to do death spells on you and been doing death spells on you. Shit, people was doing death spells wishing death on me in the womb. So, but you got to know, if you're a targeted individual, Azuri, I think I'm saying your name right, as Zoe, that this is supposed to be like a psychological slow kill. This is like having a bunch of people watch you, follow you, do magic on you, experiment on you. That is slow kill. They're wishing death on you by their actions every day. So just stay strong, Yep, it's healthy to stay in that negative energy. Oh, it's not. Yep, it's not healthy to stay in that negative energy. It destroyed my immune system, gut health, all the high cortisol in my system. Oh my, how old are you? And are you a woman or a man? I bet it did. You gotta vibrate high. A lot of this stuff don't really affect you for real. Like premature aging and stuff like that, it don't really affect you when you stay in a high frequency, But you got to be careful, because it is a lot of parasites out here. It's a lot of energy parasites that will just suck and suck and suck on you. Like, get away. They will just follow you while you just, flying like a butterfly. Female in my 40s. Oh, okay, that's what's up. So yeah, y'all, just meditate on that, man. Like, that was a major revelation, and I said, wow. So, it's really a waste of time to be trying to do rituals or even manifest certain levels of success when it comes to when it has anything to do with the matrix, the beast system. It's okay to manifest. It's okay to do stuff like that, and strive for success, but You don't want anything to do with the Matrix. All of this stuff is staged. All of this stuff, the Matrix system is not real, you know. And that's what Spirit was showing. And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. So that's why they have to constantly have us under surveillance to watch us, um, stuff like that. They have to have us always watched, and you know, we're favored. We're chosen children of the Most High. So I was like, wow, it makes so much sense. So it's nothing, no matter what I do, it's nothing that I can do to just be left alone in society. No, no. Your whole mission was to come here and bring light to this dark realm because of these dark rulers, these dark archons. And I knew that, but like I said, all this revelation, that's why I decided to um, speak on this before I get ready to do my meditation video today. Like it just all came together like a bunch of puzzle pieces. It just all started to make sense. So much is fake. Like what the heck is real anymore? I realize only God Almighty, He is the source of all good. Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot of just artificial stuff going on, man. That's why I stay to myself, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to bring a new perspective to, other targeted individuals in the community to look at it like that, and also encourage you guys to stand in your power. Like I said, not meditate. Well, that too, but rant. If you need a rant, if you feel like you need a document, I'm not discouraging anybody from doing that. I'm just saying that that's time and energy you could also be doing to stand in your power to, you know, get whatever it is you're complaining about or that you feel like the gang stalkers are trying to keep you from. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I appreciate you, Azori, for coming. Like I said, I wanted to just do a video and edit it for my viewers, but I'm like, I'm not sure how much storage I have on my phone. I don't know if it's gonna cut off because I've been making like a lot of videos lately. So I just like, what the heck? Let me just do it live and tell them about this revelation. Because I really hope that some people don't let what I said just fly over their head and they actually take in consideration how serious that is and what I'm saying. Like, it's so much bigger and deeper than us saying, like, oh my God, everywhere I go, people following me, or I can't keep a job because of this, that, and the third. Like, they're lying to people about why they're doing this to us. They know we're chosen. And they're just scared of us to pause from all the distractions and the talking and be like, okay, what's really going on? Like, why? Because when you see that, when you be like, oh, so I'm special, like I'm truly like chosen from God, like I have a big mission here to change the world, like to bring light and awareness to the dark times in this prison planet. That's why I'm going through all of this. Wow. Yeah, I realized that that I realized that had I spoken life and power and love and abundance in my life despite the evil, I would be flourishing because power of life. I mean, where you still can. I mean, you don't feel like 40 is not that old. You definitely still can. You definitely still can. Unless you feel like you've done a lot of evil to people and you can't anymore. You know. I try not to, like, when it comes to like targeted individuals, I try not to like be too judgmental because we have like the world constantly attacking us. But I will say that, you can definitely still try to like turn things around for yourself, even if you have done some things like that. I can't relate because for me, you know, I've always tried to have my guard down and, love on people and give people, the benefit of the doubt and things like that. And it was just always some jealous agenda or some weird energy. So, I learned to stay to myself, but I'm no dummy. I'm no idiot. So I know that if people are doing the same tactics against me every single day and they've seen what those tactics have done to me over time, that they're not doing these tactics to bring longevity to my life. And it's not up to them anyway, it's up to my creator. But they're not doing these tactics to heal me or to bring peace to me. They're doing these tactics because they want to destroy me. So my thing is, we need duality. You got to have light and you got to have dark. And so a lot of times I choose to be in my light energy, but when you're sending darkness to me by trying to stress me out, by doing group rituals, all the stuff that the gang stalkers do. When you're in that type of energy towards me, then I'm always gonna send that energy back to you. So, but I can't, I'm not somebody that just goes out of my way looking, like I'm always in my bubble. I'm always in hermit mode. So I'm not like somebody that like goes out of my way to find people to bring down and to speak ill against. If somebody is bothering me, trying to hurt me, harm me, cause some type of ill will to my life, then yes, I'm absolutely going to be guided to, send that back to them. I'm not wishing well on people that are trying to destroy me. Yes, you're right. It's deeper than the surface level shenanigans like work harassment. The real target is the source and its worth. The real target is the soul and its worth. Yeah. Yeah, you said something there. Nah, I'm clean as a whistle. I haven't got dirt on my hands like many targeted individuals. Oh, so you feel like targeted individuals have dirt on their hands? Why do you think that? Why do you think that? I feel like gang stalkers do, but that's a first as far as like the targets. It just depends on what type of category, what type of targeted individuals you're talking about. Because I don't know if you just subscribe to me or if you're, familiar with my channel, but I always refer to the targeted individuals as well as the chosen ones. So I'm not saying like I'm favoritism or I'm showing any, no, I mean, many targeted individuals have clean hands. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, I'm definitely not perfect. Nobody is. Thanks for making me clarify. Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely am not perfect or anything like that, but I do know that majority of the people that are on board and they're attacking me in groups and they're experimenting spell work on me and they're constantly trying to make me homeless and they're constantly trying to get me fired. I know that that's not to make me healthy or relax or not stress or anything. Like, you're trying to kill me slowly. You're trying to get me to commit suicide. And I don't know how much information you have on the targeted individual program, but that's what they try to do. I have some videos as well as like some pictures you can go look and you can see, like, it's all over Pinterest where you can see like what their main tactics are. And so, like I said, I'm definitely somebody that I go on my rants. I say like, I want these people to suffer the way that they want me to suffer. But it's not like I'm just going out my way like, oh, that person got a nice car, I hope they die. No, people be fucking with me. People be coming for me. So, you know. But I mean, the Most High God. When you spend a lot of time with the Father, Mother God, or Mother Gaia, whoever you believe the Creator to be. I'm just gonna do a light coat on here, because I mean you can still see through this, and I really should have put another coat of red on these nails, but it's already 6:30. I used to watch Dr. DeFacto. I'm gonna read your whole comment, but some of these people, I feel like they know a lot and they get on these they create a YouTube channel to kind of expose it, but I don't feel like they really like have like an organic set of information about it, because they're not really like living through it. Yes, Dr. DeFacto talks about it. It's attempted murder in slow mode. It's terrorism on a whole different level. Yeah. So therefore, like, I have a clear conscience every night that I go to bed and every morning that I wake up. I don't like to continuously feed and give the energy to my past and what I've dealt with. But when you can go to a whole nother state where you don't even know anybody and you got complete strangers, like a family of people of different races and stuff like that waiting on you, and like I said, a lot of these people, I feel like, ooh, that stings. Ooh. A lot of these people, I feel like they just want to feel powerless in some area of their life. he started doing interviews of different targeted individuals, and it's a fantastic approach. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go check him out. I believe I typed in his name or I clicked on something and he changed his YouTube channel name to something else. So I don't know what that was about, or if he, I don't know, I'm gonna look it up again. But I used to watch his channel all the time back in the day. I used to watch his channel all the time. So, but yeah, I made my point. I just, like I said, I'm not a perfect person. I don't think anybody is. Yeah, having a victim mentality is common nowadays. Yeah, I mean, but honestly, what do you think? Do you think targeted individuals are victims, or do you think that they're playing the victim? I think targeted individuals are definitely being victimized. I do. I mean, anytime you can have an entire organization, like a, not even organization, anytime that you can have a entire operation and it's organized, like somebody can't even walk out their front, like, hey, is that turning? It sounds like it's just stuck. The dryer, it sounds like it's not turning no more. And I think it's not, because I don't hear nothing moving around in it. Target individuals are for sure victims, sacrificial. Yeah, I mean, everybody is to a certain extent. But you just gotta, and I don't know what your religion is, but you just gotta stay prayed up and protect yourself, to say the least. You just gotta stay prayed up and protect yourself. So what category are you in? Do you consider yourself to be targeted? David Lambs in a beating post for others to use for their sadistic fun. Yeah, well, not this targeted individual, but I have definitely seen many people in prisons and deceased. Yes, I need to fast and humble myself and pray. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that I can tell, like, I'm like, I don't even think that person knows that they're targeted, you know. Because like I heard somebody say before, we all are. We all are to a certain extent, whether we know it or not. This should be dry enough. No, this one is still a little sticky. Everybody, especially melanated people, if you black, everybody is targeted to a certain extent. So that's just that. When you say you're a woman, I'm always in my power. So as far as like feeling like it's over and somebody's gonna sacrifice me, I don't even have that mentality. So to each his own, Just every single facet, harassment at work, police non-stop being watched live stream on my home. Well, I feel for you. That's awful. And I hope that it changes for you. Because, I mean, I deal with that same thing. And I still wouldn't wish that on anybody. What did you have to do? Just turn it? I still would not wish that on anybody. So we're going into 6:33. I'm gonna hop off at like 6:45 and then I'm gonna get off at like 6:55 and then come right back on. Live streaming in your home is crazy. I don't feel like anybody dealing with all of what you just typed is somebody playing the victim. I feel like they're definitely being attacked, but they're not the only one. Like, there's a lot of people out here dealing with that and don't even know it because they're not connected to the right spirit guides, and they're not They're not damn, I was supposed to put that. Oh, there it is right there. They're not focused. Thank you. Well, Will to read. Thank you for the compliment. I love to read. I love to educate myself on spiritual things or what's going on in the world, um, things like that, I would love to travel, but right now that's just some things like that. If you're not subscribed, I've never seen your name before, so I don't think you are. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and you can see what type of content I make and what type of stuff that I'm into. Okay. Ever been married, heart issues, constant invasion, but I do myself to keep my head up. That's all you can do, Azari. That's all you can do. And as far as like being married, you can say like I never like went to like the I've never like been to like an actual, what do you call it, city hall, courthouse, whatever it is, when it comes to like actually signing marriage certificates. But I've definitely, and in other countries I've seen where it's not even like necessary, like how they do in the States, how they do in America. But if you live with like the opposite sex for a certain number of months, years, or whatever, and you guys have kids and stuff like that, they consider that to be like a marital spouse. So I myself can tell you, like, you might as well say that the first time I was married was like 1920. It's my first real serious, like when me and his mom was close, and he was a sports athlete and a party promoter. But he said, yeah, girl, you're a really intelligent and deep thinker. That's for all you do. Thanks for all you do. Yeah. Anytime that you need somebody to come help you clear your mind when it comes to like this awful program that no human being should have to live through and deal with, my channel, I feel like, will definitely be beneficial. I talk about like a lot of what is the word? Controversial. I talk about like a lot of topics like that. I wanted to say conspiracy theories too. But yeah, about like never being married. I know you said you're 40 or whatever, like don't feel any type of way about that, because it's just a certificate. If somebody loves you and they're there for you and they're supporting you, and you can like you can call on them, you can talk to them, you can vent to them about stuff like that. Like and there's a lot of people out here divorced, and there's a lot of people out here that's, I don't know if you watch like Snapped or For My Man or anything like that, but it be people out here unaliving they husbands and wives. So, and as far as the heart problems, I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds like something so common. I keep hearing about people like, I'll never forget, like, how old was I? I probably was like in my middle or early 20s, and I was like at work on break, and I remember hearing one of the older ladies that was training me for the job. He said, how old was you when you was first married? I don't know if you was listening well to Veer. I've never went and legally married anybody. I said that I've had like a serious relationship, and I was telling Azari that the way that like the American states do things, you're not missing anything as far as it's just a piece of paper. Life insurance money, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're not missing out on nothing. Now I have spiritual spouses. I'm spiritually married. Like that's a real thing, And Christian people, like Christianity people, they're like really judgmental, and they're against that type of stuff, but it's real. And so that's like, I found out that's the main reason why I wasn't able to like be in an actual serious relationship, because I had jealous spirit spouses. Like none of my relationships would ever, like it would start out good and you could tell like the man would do everything to make it work, his mom would like me, all of that type of stuff, but just it will always end up being an issue. And so, but I've done my research and I've seen like, which I'm not like too stressed and pressed. I don't care for people like that. People are just weird. So I'm not like stressing being in a relationship with a person. But I have seen where it's not like impossible to ever get with the actual physical person if you have a spirit spouse. Like you can, um, as long as you're the person that you're trying to marry physically, that's a person. As long as you let them know this and you tell them like, look, we have to both, like a religion, we both have to serve and align and appease my spiritual spouse for us to have a happy marriage. It can work. He said, yeah, I've heard of spiritual spouses. Okay. Okay, and I understand. And we here in Africa, we pay a fear before we go into marry a woman. We call it lobola. Okay. Okay, Walter. Yeah, so I just didn't want Azuri to stress the whole never been married before thing. Like it's so much other worse situations and stuff like that that she could trip about. But the heart problem, that's what I was saying before I read your comment and got distracted. Um, Now that's serious. And when I was younger and I was working at, I want to say it was Popeyes, there was an older lady. She was a Christian and she was training me for the job. And I remember them having, she smoked cigarettes a lot, so we was all outside smoking cigarettes or something. But I remember her saying something along the lines of like a football player that was young. He was like around my age. And I was probably like 24 at the time. And she was saying he died from a heart attack. No, this was a different job. This wasn't that job. I was in Utah. My hand to God. I was in Utah and I was working at Smith's. It's a grocery store. It's like Kroger's, but it's Smith's. And we had to like take the labels out and put them like, move the labels around for like the prices on the shelves and stuff like that. And then restructure like what's on the shelves and stuff. And they were talking about the power bars, the energy bars that you eat for energy and stuff. And one of the ladies was saying how it causes heart problems and the caffeine or something like that. And so I heard, that was the first time I heard about it. And it was like, people having heart attacks because of caffeine or too much coffee or it's too much energy in the energy drinks. I mean, not energy, caffeine in energy drinks. And then I heard about it again when people were talking about like people lacing drugs and ecstasy, X pills, and the whole fentanyl thing. So it is definitely something that I've heard about. So I'm not gonna say like not to worry about it because you have that going on, because obviously I'm sure that that's something that's probably scary. I can imagine. But I would definitely say that you need to just relax, try not to stress, and maybe you perhaps have a spiritual spouse. Maybe you have some type of spiritual protection or spirit guides that you need to look into to help you. So I'm gonna come right back, you guys. 1 second. I'm single, but I'm not dating. I'm not dating. So what else was I saying? Oh yeah, but about the heart stuff, like I said, Azri, I'm really sorry to hear that. That is something definitely I've been hearing more and more common, young people at that, dealing with that. And so, I honestly can't relate. I do readings, so if you want me to do a reading for you, I definitely can. But yeah, I don't have any experience with anything like that. Me, I stopped smoking. I will have some wine every now and then, but I stopped doing a lot of stuff because of um, just because of this is too much. This is too much stuff. Like it's just too much. You can't trust nothing no more. So yeah, you can't trust nothing no more, y'all. You gotta be careful with everything now. It seems like everything causes cancer. Everything. You just can't trust nothing no more. So I said it once, I want to say it again. Today is my spiritual husband's day. I like to read urban novels, fiction books, stuff like that. It helps keep me grounded. Even though, as we can see, life is nothing like these movies or these books, but I love to read. I love it. It takes my mind somewhere else. Yeah, only God is keeping me and preserving my life. It's a list of health issues, which I won't get into, so I tend to emotionally eat. Oh, wow. It's a lot of people in your boat, you know. But I seen you mention something about fasting, so at least you know, at least you're aware of certain things and solutions that you can take to deal with those things. So do you have children? I hope I'm not asking too many questions. I'm just, at this point, I'm just curious since you did mention like you never been married and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I be reading light erotica for some guilty pleasure. LOL. Light erotica. What is that? What is that? I've seen that word before somewhere. I've seen that word. But yeah, you guys, today is Shango. That's what I was saying. I'm trying to stay on topic even while I read y'all's comments. But today is, he said, no, everything in life has been hijacked. Right. So I don't know if you guys are into Yoruba spirituality, but today is Shango. I like to say Chango, CHANGO, and then you have Shango, SH. Today is his day. We celebrate him on Fridays. His color is red. So I want to also incorporate that he will also be at the hedge of our meditation that we're going to do in just about 13, 14 minutes. So I don't know if you guys are going to tune in for that at 7 p.m. You said it's a website, but I just go for the stories, not for the videos. So Light Erotica is a website. But you go for the stories. Oh, okay. Okay. So at 7 p.m., I'm going to start the meditation. I'm sorry y'all can hear the dryer in the background, okay? Well, Welter V, you are crazy. I don't know what's with all of this stuff about that, but he said I will be going soon. Thanks for the chit chat though. This was refreshing. Be well. Same with you. Have a good weekend. So yeah, all of you viewers, like I said in this playback, if you find yourself being in that category with the targeted individuals, please keep in mind that yes, document, vent, make your videos for therapeutic purposes, but the main thing that you need to focus on is getting clarity, because people will try to project things that they're dealing with. You have people, the gang stalkers, I've said this before, I need you guys to really like realize that that's what's going on. A lot of them are delusional. They're dealing with a very strong case of delusion. And many times people don't know what that looks like. But in Ori, thank you. Many times people don't know what delusion looks like. Delusion looks like when you can clearly see that something is not true or something is not how you're perceiving it to be, but you're trying to, I thought my phone was plugged up all of this time. Okay. Delusion is when people will try to force something when they know that that's not. And so a lot of these gang stalkers, I notice, you guys, that they have a really a bad, like they have a bad, like when I tell you guys, they have a bad case of being delusional. And so that can drain you. That can drain your energy, because it's like a spiritual form of gaslighting, but they're serious. Like they really believe the stuff that they say or that they project onto you. And when it comes to the archons, the dark rulers, they're behind the shadows in this energy, hoping that they can energy harvest off of that by you just being gaslit. You know, you're like, no, it's not. That's not what this is, or I'm not who you're saying I am. And they're like, yes, you are. Like, and so you're wasting time even going back and forth with them. You know, just the fact that you can never put yourself on the same level as a gang stalker. It just, you have to know that you are above that. You're above their delusions, their projections, their obsession, and you have to just remain in your power. That's the only way that you're going to combat this stuff anyway. A lot of them send energy attacks to us because, like I said, they're in organizations and they're hoping and praying that this stuff is going to destroy us, or that it's going to, you know, that their goal in mind is going to be successful. And so when they see that's not the case, a lot of times they don't have a choice but to be delusional. You know, they'll be something, you might walk away from a habit or a person, a relationship, a situation 5-10 years in, and they're still, you know, trying to project that on you, like, and you can't get caught up in it because then you give your power away. So, but yeah, you guys, just to touch over the main points that I made in this video before we go ahead and get into the meditation. Please, please, please realize that there is no space in this matrix for you. Even if you wanted to forfeit your contract and your agreement with the Most High and say, look, I'm tired. I'm tired of not fitting in. I'm tired of being attacked. I'm tired of being tired. You don't fit in this matrix. And it just to leave you guys with a little bit of hope, because you can go back and rewind and listen to the points that I made. Kind of jumbled up, but overall I made my points. But if it'll help and give you guys a little bit of faith, anything that you're struggling with as a targeted individual, don't look at it as a setback. Look at it as a opportunity for you to discover your power. And when people are projecting certain things onto you, that is a distraction. This process that you're going through is all very necessary for you to become the god or the goddess that the divine knows that you are. So gang stalkers that are wanting to project your past onto you, or they're just plain delusional, or anything that has to do with negative energies or battles that you're struggling with, you have to kind of tune them out and stay focused on the fact that you've got through so much. You were attacked as a child. You were attacked as a young adult. You're still being attacked. You're always going to be attacked on this earth. That doesn't mean you have to dwell and vibe at that frequency of being in survival mode, or, oh, I'm always being attacked. Just realize that you're different, that a lot of people are, it's like getting mad that people that are 20 feet shorter than you and you're a giant god or goddess, you know, walking amongst these small beings are looking up at you. Why would you get mad because they're looking up and you're so tall and bigger than them? So again, any type of struggles, whether this be your finances, whether this be homelessness, whether this be when it comes to you maintaining your peace, being respectful, staying out of trouble, anything like that, just realize that when they're projecting or they're trying to, like I said, bring up your past, or they're trying to, be delusional or project or anything like that, remember that these battles and these struggles that you dealt with as a chosen one were literally only brought into your life. They were only brought into your life as an opportunity for you to remember who you are, for you to remember your powers, for you to remember your strengths, for you to remember. And it's also an opportunity to teach other souls who are not quite where you are, okay? Who are not quite ready to be in a position to go up against the world, to be targeted by lost souls, okay? So stay beautiful, a beautiful soul. That is what I mean. Don't let this world change you. Like I said on another previous video, it can somewhat be hard to not rant or, become overwhelmed, because you're a human being. So you're going to get overwhelmed. This is not normal what you're going through. This earth is not truly your home. And so it can definitely be a struggle sometimes to maintain in your peace and to be rooted and grounded in your power, but it's necessary. And so again, don't take it personal when people project onto you. And just know that your spirit guides, your angels, they're always there for you to protect you, for you to call on to them and things like that. And all in all, just remember that any struggles, any battles that you're dealing with, it's an opportunity for you to, oh, that's pulling and hurting. It's an opportunity for you to remember your powers. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this live. And if you're watching right now, like I said, feel free to come back for the meditation. And so all of the viewers that watch the playback, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you comment down below. I respond. If you want to contact me about some personal subjects or things like that, and you are targeted and you want to talk, my email is in my bio. And so peace till I come back with another one.